waning days of the year, Anna found herself in the quiet solitude of her small room, the walls seeming to close in with memories of the year's relentless challenges. Work had become a battlefield. Each day felt like walking into a storm of criticism and disregard. Her ideas, once her pride, were now met with cold indifference, or worse, sharp ridicule. At home, the situation was no better. Misunderstandings with friends had left her isolated. Her once lively social gatherings now just echoes in her mind. The darkness of the year hung heavy on Anna's shoulders, a cloak woven from threads of disappointment and pain. Sleep, once a refuge, now betrayed her, offering no escape, but instead serving as a stage for her fears and regrets to dance macabrely through the night. Discovering the revision technique, it was during one of these long, sleepless nights that Anna, her eyes red and tired from tears, stumbled upon an old lecture by Neville Goddard. His words about the revision technique pierced through her fog of despair. Could she really change the impact of her past? The idea seemed like a distant glimmer of light, but Anna was desperate enough to reach for it. She decided to start with one of the most painful memories of the year, a day at work that had left her feeling particularly small and defeated. Closing her eyes, she began to reconstruct the scene in her mind, but this time, as she approached the moment of her idea being ridiculed, she changed the narrative. In this new version, as she presented her thoughts, she saw her colleagues leaning in, interest kindled in their eyes. She heard her voice, not timid and shaky, but clear and confident. The laughter that had once cut her like knives was now replaced with nods of appreciation and genuine applause. Her boss, instead of dismissing her, was praising her innovation, embracing the emotions. As Anna rewrote the scene, she allowed herself to feel the emotions of this revised reality fully. The warmth of acceptance, the thrill of recognition, the swell of pride in her chest. She felt a smile spread across her face, a real, heartfelt smile. For a moment, the walls of her room seemed to recede. The weight on her shoulders lifted. She moved through other dark memories, lighting each one with a new, positive outcome. With each revision, the shadows of the past receded, replaced by a sense of peace and a glimmer of hope. Night after night, Anna practiced this technique, each revision like applying a soothing balm to the wounds of her past. The process was slow, and the pain didn't disappear overnight, but each night, the burden grew lighter, the darkness less engulfing. Anna's journey wasn't about denying the hurt of the past year. It was about reclaiming her power over how it defined her. As the year came to a close, Anna found herself not eagerly awaiting its end, but gratefully acknowledging the strength and resilience she had discovered within herself. She had transformed her darkest moments into stepping stones, her deepest pains into lessons of empowerment. Through the revision technique, Anna learned that, while she couldn't change the events of the past, she could change their hold on her future. She stepped into the new year, not as a victim of her past, but as a creator of her destiny. Her spirit alight with the newfound power of rewriting her story, embracing the present. With the weight of her past slowly lifting through her nightly revisions, Anna began to turn her attention to the present moment, a concept she learned from Eckhart Tolle's teachings. Her life, once a blur of worries about the future and regrets of the past, started to come into focus, one moment at a time, embracing the abundance of the present moment. Anna's mornings transformed from a race against time to moments of quiet reflection and appreciation. She started a new ritual. Each morning, she would sit by her window, a cup of warm tea in her hands, and just watch the world awaken. She noticed things she had never given much thought to before. The way the morning light painted the walls, the chirping of birds, the distant laughter of children on their way to school. These observations, once insignificant, now filled her with a sense of peace and a feeling of being connected to something larger than herself. One particular morning, as Anna sat savoring her tea, She realized the abundance in her life wasn't about what she had or didn't have. It was about her ability to appreciate the present moment. She whispered a silent thank you for the simple comfort of her home, the reliability of her job, and the presence of people in her life who cared. This sense of gratitude didn't erase the challenges she faced, but it gave her a foundation of peace and contentment to stand on. Learning visualization technique, buoyed by her newfound appreciation for the present, Anna turned her attention to the future with the visualization technique she had learned about. Every evening, after her revision practice, she would transition into visualizing her life as she desired it to be. She created a sanctuary in her mind, a place where she was free to dream without limits. In her visualizations, Anna saw herself thriving at work, her ideas being celebrated and implemented. She felt the respect of her colleagues and the satisfaction of seeing her projects succeed. But it wasn't just the achievements she visualized. She felt the emotions tied to them, the joy, the pride, the sense of fulfillment. She saw herself surrounded by friends and family, sharing moments of laughter and love. In her imagined world, she wasn't just successful, she was happy, balanced, and at peace, feeling the emotions. What made Anna's visualizations powerful wasn't just the clarity of the images, but the depth of the emotion she attached to them. She didn't just see her future, she felt it. Each night, as she lay in bed, she allowed herself to be swept up in the joy of her envisioned successes, the warmth of her relationships, and the peace of her inner balance. These weren't idle daydreams. They were blueprints of the reality she was building. Anna's days began to unfold with a newfound rhythm, a dance between appreciating the present and crafting her future. Yet, she knew her transformation was not complete. She was about to embrace two more techniques that would deepen her journey: affirmations and the state akin to sleep. Affirmations technique. Anna had always known about affirmations, but she had never truly understood their power until now. She began to craft statements that resonated with her deepest desires and truths. I am worthy of success and happiness, she would whisper to herself in the mirror each morning. I am capable of overcoming any challenge, she would affirm as she faced her day. These affirmations became her mantras, repeated in moments of doubt and uncertainty, but they were more than just words. They were declarations of her truth, her commitment to the person she was becoming. With each affirmation, she felt a surge of strength and confidence. It was as if with every word, she was weaving a protective shield around her, guarding her against the negativity that once clouded her vision. Anna noticed how these affirmations began to seep into her subconscious. She found herself automatically countering negative thoughts with positive affirmations. When a challenge arose at work, instead of spiraling into self-doubt, she steadied herself with a firm, I am capable and strong. Her affirmations became her anchor, holding her steady amidst the storms of daily life. State akin to sleep technique. But it was in the quiet of the night that Anna found the most profound transformation. Neville Goddard spoke of the state akin to sleep, a powerful time when the mind is most receptive to suggestions. Anna began to utilize this time, creating a nightly ritual. As she lay in bed each night, she would relax her body and calm her mind, drifting into that sweet spot between wakefulness and sleep. Here, in this state of deep relaxation, she would begin to visualize her affirmations coming to life. She saw herself not as the person she was, but the person she was becoming. In this half-dream state, Anna's visualizations were vivid and intense. She could feel the joy of her achievements, the warmth of her relationships, and the inner peace she had longed for. It was so real that she could almost touch it. Each night, as she drifted off to sleep, her mind was filled with these powerful images and emotions, planting the seeds for her future. Anna's final transformation. Anna's journey through the landscape of her mind had brought her to a place of strength and clarity. Yet, one final piece remained in her transformation puzzle: the practice of detachment. Neville Goddard spoke of detachment as the art of letting go, of trusting the universe to deliver without constant worry or control. This was perhaps the most challenging step for Anna, a woman who had always clung tightly to the reins of her life. Embracing detachment, Anna began to understand that detachment wasn't about indifference or lack of passion. It was about releasing the tension of how and when, about trusting the process and knowing that what was meant for her would come in the right time and way. She visualized herself releasing her desires like balloons into the sky, her wishes floating up to the universe, free from the tight grip of her fears and expectations. This new practice brought a profound sense of peace. Anna found herself more present in each moment, enjoying the journey without the constant anxiety of the destination. She worked diligently towards her goals, but at the end of each day, she let go, trusting that she had done her part and that the universe would do the rest. She slept more soundly, her dreams filled with hope rather than worry, the culmination of her journey, ultimate success. Then, one ordinary day that was to become extraordinary, the seeds that Anna had been planting began to bloom in full splendor. At work, a project she had poured her heart into was met with acclaim. Surpassing all her expectations, she was offered a promotion, a recognition of her talent and hard work. But the success wasn't just in her career. Her relationships flourished, filled with understanding and depth that she had never experienced before. In her heart, she knew that her success was not just a happy ending, but a bright beginning. She had tools now, powerful techniques that had turned her life around. She had learned to revise her past, embrace her present, visualize her future, affirm her worth, and detach with trust. But most importantly, she had learned to believe in herself. A new dawn. Afterwards, she was ready for whatever came next, ready to continue creating, dreaming, and living fully. Her story was a testament to the power of the mind, the resilience of the spirit, and the magic that happens when we dare to believe. You can also manifest your dream life by adopting Anna's techniques. Don't forget to subscribe this channel for more such stories.